on the subject of the older veteran who is generally male, from what I've read, and their wife is either dead or they're divorced and they haven't remarried. They don't have great social circles. Their children are grown and on their own, and they're male, and as in society, males are taught to be strong, and so they're faced with their whole lives, because that's all they have is their experiences of war. So how do you reach out? This is two part. Number one, how do you currently reach out? And then with all this telemedic, I'm going to call it telemedic, how are these individuals that are involved with that technology going to reach out to the veteran that is in that category? Because I think it's hard enough, death is hard enough for being a civilian and watching and hearing about veterans. These are the people that are fighting for this country. These are the people that are protecting our ideals of freedom. These are the people that go out and do everything that the rest of us cannot do or won't do, and we're playing our records, doing whatever we're doing because we've got the freedom. It's heartbreaking to know that our veterans are doing this. So how are they going to reach out and do that?
I think it's not just a veteran problem, it's a problem among the elderly population. Their families aren't as close as they once were. Families move away, they're no longer in one community. Just family dynamics have changed. And I think it's going to be an increasing problem as the baby boomers continue to age, and there's just going to, what we're calling the silver wave of, for us veterans, but it's really the general population that I don't think our country's prepared to take care of. And sadly, I think that's what we're starting to see, and that's why the suicide rate is so high. I know at the VA, we are taking steps to reach out to elderly veterans. In Idaho, we don't have any VA nursing homes, but we have state-run nursing homes. And we've got, I think, 4 state-run facilities right now, plus one more, I think, in Post Falls that has been authorized. Plus the VA contracts with a lot of private nursing homes. So we're doing things. I think time will tell if we've done enough. There's a lot that's being done to address the needs of caregivers. For a while, it was just the post 9/11 veterans who had caregiver support benefits. They're looking at expanding that to the elderly population, which I think is very important, because a lot of the veterans I work with, most of the veterans I work with are post 9/11 veterans. And they get a lot of benefits for caregiver. Their wives get paid to be their caregivers. The elderly veterans don't get that. So I would like to see that expanded to the elderly veterans as well. So, and I think we're getting there. It's just the VA, it's a big bureaucracy. It's the second biggest bureaucracy after the Department of Defense. So change is slow. It requires literally an act of Congress to make changes. So sometimes veterans get caught in the middle of political battles. We had the Secretary of the VA in Boise a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. It was a really good visit. It's not too often we get a VA secretary to visit Boise. We have twice in the last 5 years or 10 years. But this secretary assured us that this president has told him, do not ever bring me a budget where the VA's budget is reduced. So that was nice to hear, because we went several years where we didn't have that kind of support. So I feel like things are good right now. But when it comes to elderly veterans and the possibility of suicide, it concerns me. And I hope that those issues are addressed.